You are watching Influence Media, PSi TV, the Netflix of biz brands.
How do we find the audience, the perfect audience for our content? I know this one was a struggle for me for a long while. I think I kind of figured it out now. Let's see if we can help you do the same. So today we're going to be looking at who you're creating the offer for, audience segments and why that even matters, and how to find your ideal audience. Trudy Beerman here. This is a weekly live show that we do every Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. I hope you're joining us live. If not, join us later. I do respond to comments. So if you comment below and tell me where you're watching this from and what takeaways you get, that'd be totally awesome. And I do read them and I do respond. So today we're looking at finding the perfect audience for your content. There's a story that I want to tell you that I've titled The No-Show Drama. It comes out of the Bible in Matthew 22, 1 through 14. I'm not going to read it, but I do encourage you to. It's a parable of the wedding banquet. In a nutshell, this king is putting on this wedding banquet. He's invited all these people, the people he thinks should be there, and they refuse to come. They pay no attention to the invitation. They have no interest. They're not coming. If they had come, they would have enjoyed a fantastic event. The oxen and fatted cattle have been butchered. Everything's ready. It's an amazing wedding banquet put on by royalty. But the audience that he invited, they weren't interested. The people he thought that should be there, they refused to come. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever had an event or a product for sale and the people that you believe would be ideal show no interest? Well, this may be a Bible story. This is not a theological dissertation of it. I simply believe that the Bible has answers for everyday life, and this is literally just an application of this story to a very common experience many of us have. So here we go. The king is now enraged. I know I felt that way. Have you? You put this offer out there, nobody shows up, they reject the offer, you get that no, probably right in your face, and you are upset. Well, this king was upset. So he said, those I invited did not deserve to come. Hold that thought for a second. They did not deserve to come. What a switch in mindset. That is the mindset switch I had very recently, and I'm going to encourage you to consider it for a moment. Over here at PSi TV, we only want to work with the people who want to work with us. So we're not trying to convince anybody. What we're looking for is a match, it's a fit. People who we're looking forward to working with, people who are looking forward to working with us. Our solution is a solution for what they're looking for. And that is huge because now there's a deserving, because it doesn't matter if you want to be number one in your company and you just haven't done the work to get to number one. What you want and what you deserve are two very different things. And this king decided that the people he invited before, they didn't deserve his royal spread. So his servants went out and they found so many people that the wedding hall was filled with guests. Guys, there are people who definitely want your offer. And the thing is that they are your ideal audience, not the ones you originally thought were your ideal audience. The ideal audience is when you have found a fit between the offer and the taker. That's when you find the fit. It's not necessarily the ones you think, it's the ones who are the ideal match for the offer. So here is another story. There's more. Here in Matthew 8, 28 through 34, again, I'm not going to read the story. Please read it for yourself. But here, Jesus has gone into the country of the Gadarenes, and he has saved this man from demon possession, but the demons were sent into the pigs. And the herdsmen ran away, told the city everything that happened, and the whole city came out to meet Jesus. And when they saw him, they pleaded with him to leave their region. Once again, you have offered this amazing thing. You have testimonials, you have proof, social proof that you can actually do what you say you can do. And there's still people who will say, nope, not interested. So who is your ideal audience? Who is your ideal audience? Well, within this mix, he did find his ideal audience. He found the man that wanted to be saved from demon possession. So this was his ideal audience in the midst of a bigger population of people who they were not interested, but this one man was. So who is your ideal audience? So have you ever had an offer or an event, reached out to people you believed would be the perfect fit, to find that they rejected your opportunity? That has absolutely happened to me many times. Even on my YouTube channel, you're going to see some videos have a high audience view and some have very, very low audience views. It's the same person making content pretty much on a similar topic, and yet some will be received better than others. But I promise you, there really is an audience who wants what you have. So who is your ideal audience? Well, let's use an example. Let's say you sell bicycles. Who would be your audience? Is it everybody? No, not everybody wants to ride a bicycle. Not everybody enjoys riding a bicycle. Not everybody can afford to ride a bicycle. And not everybody who can afford to ride a bicycle, who wants to ride a bicycle, has found the bicycle they want in your shop. But even within that group, are you talking about kids who have never ridden a bicycle before and need training wheels? Or are you talking about the high school student who's riding to school? Or are you talking about athletes? Even within an overall general audience, there are still audience segments. And you are going to find that if you can niche down, you're going to find that tight pool of people who will be more of raving fans than this wider general audience. You cannot really be everything to everybody. And I want you to start paying attention to ads you see on television or on social media that interrupt whatever you're watching. You're going to see that in particular, like for example, car insurance, they will run the same car insurance ad with different people. They'll have one audience group, they'll have one group that's Asian, then another group that's African American, another group that's white. The same ad run with different faces because they're trying to appeal to and resonate with different audience segments. So pay attention to that. Now, to help you find your ideal audience, I created the Audience Finder AI tool. This AI tool is used to identify your audience, or if you're more familiar with marketing terms, avatar profiles, so that you know where to find them and you're not wasting your ad money spending it where those people are not watching, they're not present. The Audience Finder tool, I went for the sake of time and put some information in. So what's the name of the offer? We're saying we're selling racing bicycles, not just bicycles now, niche down, racing bicycles. Well, what is a problem that racing bicycles solves or addresses? Well, a racing bicycle will help someone win a bicycle race. What is the big payoff if the offer is accepted? Guys, people don't care about your product. They buy it for the payoff, okay? The payoff is a match to them. That's what they're looking for. So the payoff for someone who wants a racing bike is a competitive advantage in a bicycle race. Well, what type of offer is this? The Audience Finder tool has a drop menu so that you can pick if it's a tangible or physical product, or if it's a digital product or a service. Then you hit the submit button and then it will spit out an answer. What it's going to give you is the 3 top audience segments for your offer. In this particular case, the first audience segment is a competitive amateur bicyclist, the triathlete, and the affluent fitness enthusiast. But it doesn't just stop there. The Audience Finder also will give you a little bit of a pitch for each of those audience segments. So for example, the affluent fitness enthusiast, you want to highlight exclusivity, the design, the lifestyle that's associated with owning a high-end racing bicycle. And that kind of information is given through the Audience Finder tool. You will find the Audience Finder tool in a link on this page. And this is what it's going to take you to. This is the page it's going to take you to. And when you fill in your name and email, you will have immediate access to the Audience Finder tool. PSI TV is helping you find your audience through borrowing audiences. And how are you going to borrow audiences? One of two ways. You can join our media challenge, or you can choose to be a guest on PSI TV. In both cases, you're borrowing audiences. Should you choose to do the media challenge, the link will be in the description. It's going to take you to this page. This is just our waitlist page. There's no money to be paid at this time. Our waitlist will alert you whenever we're actually having an upcoming challenge. And at that time, when you pay this very tiny fee, if on day one you're not convinced that you're getting any value, just let us know and we will refund you the entire fee. If you sit through all 3 days and you still don't think you got any value, just let us know and we'll give you 50% of your money at that point. And should you have totally enjoyed it, you will see that the event is still free because that money will be a deposit towards any future PSI TV service. Should you decide to be a guest on PSI TV, that link will also be here for you. And then when you get to that page, you will see what it means to be a guest, the guest journey, some other information, and the sign-up application form. When you're a guest on PSI TV, you're not only borrowing our audience on our television platforms, which we are on 3 television platforms, we also share your content on other platforms, and we have a mobile app with subscribers. So people don't have to be on TV to see the content we've created together. We're going to make sure that we share that content out so you're getting in front of my audience on various other platforms. But the media challenge is going to help you get in front of other audiences as well, podcasts, stage, and more. Now, when it comes to the PSI TV audience, this may be something you may need to consider for yourself. For us as an organization, we have 2 different audience segments we definitely always have to consider. The ones that we court as guests for our show, so that's an audience that we have to attract, and the audience who watches the show. So within your audience, there will always be audience segments. And should you want to know who's actually watching the PSI TV content, then on our website is a link that will show you our audience breakdown by age, by education, gender, and income. When you get in front of other people's audiences, whether because you did the media challenge and that takeaway helps you to get on other platforms, or you're on the PSI TV platform in front of our audience, the goal is brand elevation advantage, so that you are highlighted as the one to choose out of the many others who do something similar to what you do. When you are in front of other people's audiences, you're going to expand your influential reach. You will be the one others want to hear from. You will be invited to more stages, more podcasts. Yours will be the name that comes to mind for the thing that you do, the obvious choice from the pack. You will even be recognized by people who you don't even know, and you'll be considered a celebrity in your space and paid as one too. Trudy Beerman here. We want to give you the brand elevation advantage. You really do need to identify your audience and get in front of other people's audiences. If this content was of value, like, comment, share, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And we do look forward to connecting